she running?
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about interior design. I am an interior designer with a bachelor's degree, and my focus in design is hospitality. For those who don't know what hospitality is, it's designing hotels. So I have designed hotels from the smaller brands like the Choice hotels and the higher brands like the Marriott hotels. All of my designs, except I would say 90% of the hotels that I have done have been custom. Custom meaning I chose my own furniture, I chose my own fabrics, I did custom furniture. Whereas I came up with a design in my head and then I got a manufacturer to build that for me. I've done custom lighting. So I had an idea again in my head of probably a chandelier that I wanted to be hanging in the lobby or even lighting in the rooms, and I designed it, I sketched it out, I sent it to a manufacturer, and they created it. So I say that to say that I have some experience in interior design. I have also done residential design, I have done retail design, and I have done commercial design. So I have been able to touch all aspects of design. So today I am falling in love more and more now with residential design. When I was in school, I fell in love with hospitality. I still love hospitality because hospitality is all about making you feel like you're at home away from home. Okay, so we're going to talk about interior design, how you can make your home feel more luxurious by not spending a whole bunch of money. That feel that you get when you walk into a nice hotel suite. Like if you walk into, let's say, a W Residence Inn, one of the Marriott High properties, even a Holiday Inn Express. When you walk into one of those properties, that feel that you get when you go into those properties, and you kind of wish like your bedroom looked like that. But I am going to tell you how to make your bedroom or your house look like a luxury hotel. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so let's talk about how you should address design when you're going to it. Always plan it out. Don't just go to stores and pick stuff up and then you come home and they don't work with each other. Plan out your space. Go on Pinterest. Go, on YouTube. Go on these sites, look at stuff, see what your style is, see what you like, what you don't like, and then start purchasing. Okay? So I am going to tell you how to, go glam. I'm going to tell you how to address the different surfaces in a space, because when you're designing a space, you want that space to be your own, and you also want it to feel livable as well, and you want to be comfortable. You want when you walk into the room that you're just awed with that space. So in design, there are different surfaces that you just have to touch. Like if you ignore any of these surfaces, your design is not complete. The first surface you need to address is your flooring. So your flooring, you're going to choose if that space needs to have carpet, if it needs to have hardwood, or if you want to go with engineered wood, if you want to go with LVT vinyl. LVT means luxury vinyl tiles, and normally LVT is more on the commercial grade, but I have been seeing it used more as well now in residential spaces. But they are cheaper. You can go a little cheaper for the residential product and still get a good looking product. Products like you can find Milliken, you can find Durkin products in Home Depot. And these companies name is represented so high that their residential product is going to be as good as their commercial product. So you have to choose, what do you want on that floor, and that will be based on what space it is. Okay, you can layer your floor. It's okay to layer floors. Layering floors meaning you may have a carpet in that room, but you want to add a decorative rug on top of that to kind of um, create a zone in the space. So you can add that. It's gonna, balance the room out. You can add a carpet on top of carpet. You can add carpet on top of tile, on top of LVT, on top of a wood floor, and it's all to anchor the space and to give that space destination, okay, for the furniture that you're going to place in that space. The next surface that we want to talk about is your walls. Do not neglect your walls. Now, on your walls, you can add luxury vinyl wall covering. And as you can see behind of me, I created an accent wall in my room, and I placed wallpaper on my headboard wall. So find a really nice wall covering that you can put on there. If you probably don't have a smooth surface wall, you can use, you can put probably wood paneling on that wall to create a design on the wall. You can probably just paint it a different color than you do the rest of the room. You can probably create an accent wall with artwork on that whole wall, and but don't neglect your walls. Don't leave the walls unattended. It is a part of design. Design is not only the bed and the sofas and the lamps. You have to address all surfaces, okay? And the next surface that a lot of people ignore is your ceiling, guys. You have to address your ceiling. So your ceiling, if you can address your ceiling in a lot of different ways. You can either paint it a different color, so that especially if you have those tall ceilings and you in a bedroom and you wanted to feel it more cozy, you can paint it just a slightly different shade darker to kind of bring it down. If you want it to feel like it's taller and higher, you can paint it white. White always, make things seem like it's bigger. So you can do that. You can add different treatments to the ceiling if you want to. If you want to put up beams on your ceiling, you can do that. If you want to put wood treatment on the ceiling, you can do that. You want to accent that with nice lighting, whether it's going to be a chandelier, a really nice fan, or you can use reset cans on the ceiling. You want to have different level. If your ceiling has different level, probably consider doing some kind of gradient with the paint on your ceiling. So those surfaces, those are the three surfaces in a room that you should address every time you're going to attempt to design your space. Next, let's move on to those main elements that you have to think about when you're starting out to do your purchasing. So one of the main things is your windows, your window treatment. What do you want that window treatment to be? Now, if you live in a home and it has those builder grade vertical blinds, you kind of want to get rid of those. That is not going to give you that luxury hotel feel that you're going for. As you would know, if you're going to a hotel, what you will find is we normally do like a 4 or 5 layer treatment. So you will have your blackout, which probably would be your roller shade that would come down. And then they always put a sheer on top of that, which is also a roller shade. So it will be the 2-in-1 that you pull one down, the next one can come down. And then to kind of soften up the windows, what we would do is we would add panels, decorative panels, come down on the side. Most times those decorative panels in a hotel are stationary. That's if they have the newer hotels, I should say, and that's if they have that roller shade in the back. There's no need for that decorative panel to be closed. Next thing they do is we would put a cornice up on top, which would hide the top of your window treatment in the rooms. In the rooms, they normally don't want that to be seen, so that will be covered by a cornice. So that will be the different ways that we will attack the window treatments in a hotel. So in your room, you do not have to do 4 or 5 layers. You can do 2 to 3 layers. My room, I did 3 layers. So the 3 layers that I did, I had Builder grade 2-inch blinds, and I kind of moved them out the way. So what I did in my room is I have shears, then I have decorative panels that falls on the side of those shears, and I add the cornice above. Now, a cornice is normally a hardwood surface that you would put above the window. It may have fabric on it or not, but once wood is included, it's called a cornice. A valance would be that you just have a piece of fabric that's up above, and it's probably about 12 inches long, 15 inches long, but that will be a valance. So what I have in my room is a cornice. So that's me now. I'm dressing the window. Okay? So also, let me say this one little thing that I don't want you to make a mistake with. When you're hanging your drapery is either going to pucker on the floor if you're going for that really luxe feel, or it needs to be at least 3/4 of an inch to an inch. The most is 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches is almost too much, but 1.5 inches. Anything over 1.5 inches of your drapery off the floor, back home we call it your pick and wilts. Don't do it. Measure your window from floor to where your rod is. Normally you can get 63-inch, 84-inch, 90-inch. What's the other one? 94, 108. Do not go buy curtains that's too short for your window, and then you have your floor here, but your curtains are all the way up here. That is a no, 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 no. And you do not get luxury with that, okay? Don't do it. Your curtains and floor should be like this. They should be almost kissing each other, deciding whether they want to be in a relationship or not. Okay? I wanted to say that because I see it, and I even see it on YouTube, people who are actually doing designs for you guys, and their curtains are yay high. And I'm like, the curtains, the curtains, the curtains. Bring them down, bring them down, bring them down. Oh, drives me nuts. Okay. The next thing we're going to move on to is your furniture. Selecting your furniture for your room. Now, guys, every room have a size. You may see something that you like, but is the scale of that piece gonna fit in your room? If it is too big, don't buy it. You're gonna end up not having that circulation space. You want space to be able to walk. Normally, what we try to leave in hotels, what we try to leave is at least 3 feet. 3 feet of circulation space so that you can freely walk around in the room. 3 feet. Apply that to your layout of your room. Try to leave that 3-foot space so that you don't feel, everything don't start to feel all cluttered when you select it. For me, in the room, in a space, like say in a living room, the first thing I want to select, and this is just for me, the first thing I want to select when I'm ready to design that space is the big piece, which will be my sofa. After I've selected my sofa, everything else, color, textures, um, everything is designed around that sofa, the big piece. You don't put the small items in there and then try to find a sofa to match them. So for me in my bedroom, the first thing I did was my headboard. I had this idea in my head. I searched the internet. I searched the internet. I searched the internet, and I could not find this idea that I had in my head. Therefore, I decide, since I can't find it, I am going to build it. I jump on the computer, I started to sketch it out, I started to measure it out, and I built my headboard myself. I upholstered each one of those panels myself. Okay? Sometimes that's just what you have to do. If you have the talent to do it, do it. If you don't, get someone professional to do it for you. Okay? So the biggest piece, I had to get my headboard, I had my mattress, and then I started to design. What lighting am I going to use? What am I going to use on the bed? And my room, I had like, I can add another one of my bed in front of it and still have space. That's how long my room is. So I was able to add this sofa in front of my bed. This is a love seat. This is a two-seater. So this I was able to add in front of my bed, and I still have a lot of space in my room. My circulation is not cut off by adding this in my room. Okay? When it comes to your furniture pieces, what you want to try to do is create seating groups. What is a seating group? A sitting group is typically anything that has a chair. Okay, so you may if your space is big enough to have probably 2 accent chairs next to each other with a little table, side table in between, that is considered a seating group. So you may want to consider doing that in the space with 2 nice chairs. Try to go as symmetrical as possible with those 2 pieces, and then you can have a sofa or a sectional if your space is big enough for it. But that, in doing that, you create this inviting feel into that particular space. Consider using mirrors if you have a small space. If you have a small space, what I would do, when hotel rooms are normally like, the sleeping space is normally like 12 feet by 22 feet. So that's kind of small. So probably over a desk or something, I would add a really nice decorative mirror. So that would help to bounce light around the room, along with making, when you see it, it makes the room looks bigger as well. So, you know, having those different reflective surfaces is really good for the room. The next thing let's move on to is lighting. In spaces, you want to have their different types of lighting. Their task lighting, their ambient lighting. There's what type of light do you have coming into your space? In this room, there's 2 windows in this room. It brings in a lot of natural light in the day. I like to see these 2 lamps lit even during the day because I have the mirrors on my headboard. The mirrors bounce the light out. It makes it cascade on the bed, and it looks beautiful during the day. So consider your lighting, what type of light you're going to use. And in certain spaces, like something like your bed, I would say to probably go symmetrical with your lighting. If you're going to use decorative lamps, if you're going to use pendant lights, that's really popular now, or it's kind of been popular, but it still is popular now, is using pendant lights coming down over your nightstands versus using table lamps. That will free up the space on your nightstand if you choose to go that direction. The next thing that we're going to touch is the bedding. And on this one, guys, it might be kind of hurtful to hear, but please, just know it's coming from a good place. You gotta get rid of those colored and printed sheets. Leave them for the kids. Okay, let's get back to the video. Guys, get rid of the colored and printed sheets. If you want to have that luxe feel in a room. When you walk into a hotel room, a luxury hotel room, what color are the sheets? What color is the bedding? It is, you got it, it's white. If you want to add some color to your bed, look what I did. Look, I have 2 accent pillows. And guess what? I can change my room to any color I want by using accent pillows. I had those was like a blush pink at one time. Then I had like this fatigue looking green. And now I said, you know what? Blue is my favorite color. And I have never decorated with blue in my house. I was like, that is crazy. So I've decided, okay, I am going blue. Look. When I remove those, I can put another color in. Or I can just make my bed for Christmas. I had it all white. It is sexy. White sheets are easier to clean. You can use bleach if you don't go to take a shower before you go to bed. But guys, get rid of the colored sheets and the printed sheets. Leave them for the kids. White sheets. White sheets. Comforters, get away from the comforters with all the prints on them. Okay? The best thing to do is to have a throw on your bed. If you want to add color, put a colored throw on the bed, and that would, add color to your bed as well. Okay? Now, when it comes to layering the bed, you have your fitted sheet, you have your flat sheet. Then you would have, up here in the US, we have blankets. You can use that in, I would say, any country, because I'm pretty sure they get chilly at night. You can use a coverlet or a blanket, and then you have your comforter. Okay? It's up to you how many pillows you're going to put on your bed. For me, right now, I have 2, 4, 7, 9. I have 9 pillows, excluding the pillow that I sleep on. I have 9 pillows on my bed. 1, that's 2, that's 5. 5 of them are decorative pillows, and that's because I have the 3 big 24-inch fur pillows that I just love so much, so I'm keeping them on the bed. And then I have the 2 decorative ones in front. Okay? The next is artwork. Now, artwork can be different things. Artwork is not just something like with a picture with some kind of drawing on it. No. You can look up wall art, and you probably would get like different probably mirrors. You would get probably metal sculptures and stuff like that you can put on a wall. When you put things on a wall, you don't want to put them too high. Everything should be at eye level. Eye level is 5'6". Okay? You don't want, stuff need to be, so the center of that piece should be at 5'6". So then you would have some above, you have some below. Or if you choose to put them a little higher, do not go over the height of your door frame. Especially if it's on the wall where a door frame is at or a window is at. If you're typically a tall person, if you're very tall, you're typically going to want to push the artwork up high. Don't do it if you want your space to look in scale and you don't, like other people who is not as tall as you would see it looking off balance. Okay? So try not to go above your doorway, above your window. You want to stay either in line with it or you want to stay below it. You do not have to cover every surface wall in a space. Like this. Don't do it. You do not have to. Every wall, every section of a wall does not have to have something on it. It doesn't. Your eye needs something to focus on. What is your focal point in your room? For me, in my room, in this room, my focal point is my bed. That's why it has the accent wall. You need a focal point. Everything else is secondary. You don't have to touch every wall. Your house is not the furniture store. Don't make it seem like it's the furniture store, or don't make it seem like it's an art gallery. Every wall does not have to have a piece of art on it. It's okay. I promise you, it's okay. And the last thing we're going to touch on is the size of your accent rugs, that you would put on the floor. Your accent rugs is, let's say, under a dining room table. Yeah, that rug should be as wide as you pulling a chair out to have a seat. The chair should still be sitting on the rug. Sometimes, like I know when I did my client's house in Orlando, we didn't have that space. So sometimes you have to kind of cheat it. We didn't have the space, so we had to come in a little bit. So when the chairs are ajored out, they were sitting on the tile versus sitting, the back of the chair was sitting on the tile versus. But typically, and what you want to do if you have the space is to ensure that when you are measuring for what size carpet or what size rug, you need, pull the chair out to where you know this is when I'm sitting, this is how the chair is going to be, and then measure. Okay? That's what you want to do. Do not, in a living room, under the coffee table, you do not want your carpet to look like this. Don't do it. That rug is too small for that space. Your rug should be big enough to fit underneath, at least go underneath your sofa by 3 to 4 inches or even more. And it should extend out past your coffee table. And I mean on every side of your sofa. If you're on this side, it should be beyond the sofa. On that side, a little bit beyond the sofa, and it should be under the sofa. Okay? So I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me telling you how to have this luxe feel in your room. For me, again, I chose to go white on my walls with their different shades of white. There are hundreds and hundreds of shades of white. So that's what I chose to do in my room because I know what it takes to make a room look luxurious. So if you want that feel, try making some of these changes in your space and you will be able to accomplish the luxury hotel look in your home. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on my next interior design inspiring video.